Yo. Shalom, Yasharala. It's your boy Ash Abad coming back to you in the spirit of the Most High. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful nation. To the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel only. Out here, man. We out here in the rain. Out here waking up the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos to let them know who they really are. That they are the chosen people of the book. How y'all doing? And basically, I want to start with this in Deuteronomy chapter 20 because this is the first time that I'm coming out here by myself. It's a lot of people around. It's raining. You get a lot of weird looks. But at the end of the day, man, you got to be a warrior for the Most High, man. You can't be afraid of what's to come because as shit gets tougher and tougher, you're going to have to go out to battle. You're going to have to go out to, you're going to have to lead from the forefront, man. You want to be a part of 144,000, you got to be a captain. So I'm going to read this. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20, verse 1. When you go out to battle against your enemies and see his horses and chariots and the people more than you, be not afraid of them, for the Lord your God is with you, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Meaning what? When you go out to battle, where I'm at right now, I'm in a spiritual battle. We out on the streets. We in the valley of the shadow. We in the valley of the shadow of death, trying to wake up those who are dead spiritually, man. That's why we come and that's why we doing what I do. It's an honorable duty. It's an honorable service to go out and wake up the lost sheep of the nation of Israel. Continuing on. And it shall be when you are come near unto battle, that the priest shall approach you and speak unto the people, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, you approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble. Neither be ye terrified because of them. For the Lord your power is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you forever. So the reason why I wanted to read that, it says when you are come near to battle, that the priest will approach you. Meaning what? Who is the high priest? It's Yahweh Shai. That's the spirit that's been placed upon me, Lord willing, to come out here and talk because I'm in the spiritual battle, man. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Before I came out here by myself, I was nervous, man. I was scared, man. I was in my car like, man, I don't know if I'm going to the right place. I don't know if I'm going to meet the right people. How is it going to be? I'm out here by myself. I'm not with my brothers. But at the end of the day, man, what did the Lord say? Verse 3, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, you approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble. So even though you getting ready to go to battle, man, you can't be afraid. And it's the same thing with these restrictions coming on. As these people continue to try to inoculate our people, try to tell our people to take the V card. If you don't take the V card, you're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to travel. You can't be afraid because the battle's coming on. So you as a man, you got to be a leader. Because if you're not a leader, the people will faint. That's why it says, verse 4, For your Lord, your power, is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies, to save you. So it's the Lord fighting the battle. The Lord is with me right now. Before I even came out, before it started raining, there was a Northern Kingdom chick from Guatemala. And basically I told her, man, you an Israelite, right? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, what's a good place? And I went across the street, and then she came over. She was asking me questions, man. She seemed intrigued. I was like, hey, you know that so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, we the lost sheep of the nation of Israel. And Lord willing, she received a message. But at the end of the day, that wouldn't have happened had I not overcame my fear through what? Using the spirit of the Most High. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. And we'll go to Isaiah 11, verse 2, and then I'm going to come back to that scripture. So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 11. Hey, shalom, Jaquez, shalom, Daniel. And Salaki, bro, it's raining hard in the mud out here, bro. But we got to do what we got to do. So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 2. And the spirit of the Lord shall rest upon you. The spirit of wisdom. How y'all doing, man? Hey, y'all know y'all Israelites? But this is Isaiah 11, verse 2. It says, and the spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him. The spirit of wisdom and understanding. The spirit of counsel and might. The spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. So at the end of the day, man, when you really in this truth, you fervent in this truth, the Most High is going to give you the spirit of might. Because at the end of the day, man, you can't be a bitch. You can't be afraid. How you doing? You can't be afraid, man. When you go out and you have these travails, man. Hey, how you doing, man? Where you from, man?
El Salvador.
El Salvador? I'm from Belize, man.
I know. You're Belize, same Guatemala.
Guatemala, Belize. Yeah, we are from the same place, man. We are from
the same
The same area. Yeah, my forefather.
I have a Chinese too.
A little bit of Chinese. Where's your father from?
España. España.
España?
España.
Spain?
My father in España.
Okay. Hey, you ever heard of the Israelites before?
Everybody is Sinti. I said, forget. Everybody is Sinti. My father asked for everybody, but
Well,
everybody.
yeah, the Father in heaven, he's for the
For everybody.
he's for the Israelites.
Yeah, I know.
He's for the Israelites. You
Yeah,
might be an Israelite, man. You say you from El Salvador?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Wait, give me 1 second, man.
you
It's raining
good boy.
kind of hard.
You good boy. You good boy.
I appreciate that, man. But you know that your family more than like the Israelites?
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, everybody sometimes good, sometimes good. You good for the youth.
Hey, real quick.
My father has to say, no
Hold on,
problem.
give me 1 second. Hey, Slocky, brother.
No, mucho rene, you know good.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you an Israelite, man. You gotta return back to the power of the Most High. Because at the end of the day, man, I don't know if you've been hearing about all the stuff going on with the C-19, but you know things about to get real out here, man. They say if you don't take the jab, you're not gonna be able to work. You're not gonna be able to do a lot of things in society.
My father, your father, I help for everybody. Yeah, no forget it never.
Yeah, but hey, man, I wanted to finish this message real quick. You mind if I can do that real quick? I'm gonna put the camera right here.
All right.
You mind if you stand on? I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Boy,
I'm a man, bro.
my father, I help for you every day.
You say you pray for me every day?
You don't do help for the I don't do for the good thing for everybody.
Right. But yeah, man, I'm about to get back to it. I appreciate it, man. Bless you. Be good, man. But yeah, man, long story short, man, we out here just pretty much with the spirit of might, because at the end of the day, we gotta have strong men come out and let the people know what's going on. It's Salakia, man. Like I said, it's raining pretty hard out here, but I still want to get the message out because we gotta preach the truth no matter what. So this is the Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20, verse 5. No. Hey, true, bro. You good. But this is the Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20, verse 5. And the officer shall speak unto the people, saying, what man is there that has built a new house and has not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle. And another man dedicated. And what man is he that hath planted a vineyard and has not eaten of it? Let him also go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle. And another man take her. And the officer shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return to his house, lest his brother's heart faint as well as his heart. Now, obviously, our brothers understand, man, in the past, we out here leading brothers, giving people the truth, man. But you can't be faint-hearted. You can't be afraid. A lot of times when you coming out here and you preaching the gospel, it's raining. It's raining cats and dogs out here right now. It's people looking at me, people around. But at the end of the day, you can't be afraid. Why? Because the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua is always with you. I want to get this precept in Psalms 29 real quick. Salaki, Psalms 23. It says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He lead me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. So again, man, the Lord is always with you. When the Lord is always with you, though you're in the valley of the shadow of death, the people who are spiritually dead because they don't know who they really are, you got to go out there and you got to do your job. It's our reasonable duty, man. If you've been awoken to this truth, you got to go out there and preach the gospel in whatever way, whether it be YouTube videos, whether it's coming out here and preaching on the streets, walking up to people, letting them know. You got to do your reasonable duty, man. That's our reasonable duty. So at the end of the day, rain, hail, sleet, snow, we out here, man, because the gospel, it needs to be preached. And once the gospel is preached across all four corners of the earth, then that's when we get our kingdom, man. So I want to continue on because at the end of the day, you can't be faint-hearted in this truth. Now, the reason why I'm out here is to wake up the Israelites. Now, who are the Israelites? So-called blacks, so-called Native Americans, and so-called Latinos. And why are we the Israelites biblically? Due to curses. We've been at the bottom of society for hundreds of years. We've been in slavery. We've gotten taken over in ships, whether it be through slavery, when we were Native Americans, a lot of our brothers on the Northern Kingdom or the Southern Kingdom, We got taken over in a few slave ships, whether it be from the west coast of Africa. But at the end of the day, man, we've been at the bottom. We've been ravaged. We've gotten destroyed by diseases, smallpox, what else? AIDS, all these things, because the Most High, He cast us off. Now, why did He cast us off? Because He made us a holy people. He made us separate from everybody else. You see, in this world, they want you to live the way you want. They tell you to do what thou wilt. And the Most High says that if you are of the holy nation of Israel, you got to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And that's what they don't tell you in the church, man. So I'm going to read Deuteronomy 28:1. It says, and it shall come to pass, if you shall hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord your power, to observe and to do all His commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord your God will set you high on high above all nations of the earth. So meaning what? If you listen to the Lord and do what He says, He will set your nation high. But why are we at the bottom? Well, let me read this for y'all real quick. It's the book of Deuteronomy 28 verse 15, saying, but it will come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord your God, to observe and to do all His commandments and His statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon you. That's why we're in the position we're in. It's not because we're wicked and we're stupid. And, the news try to tell us that so-called black men and black women, we have no understanding. So-called Latinos and Latino women and men, we're just dumb. Nah, that's not the truth. The reason why we're in the position right now is because the Most High placed a curse on us because we didn't follow His law, statutes, and commandments. We out here worshiping Tammuz, the so-called Jesus Christ. We out here worshiping false gods. We out here celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's, which if you look at the history of it, you Google it, those are all pagan gods, man. At the end of the day, we're supposed to follow the holy days in the Bible. What? Passover, Feast of Tabernacles, the Pentecost. We're supposed to do what we did the Day of Atonement. Those are the holidays, holy days that we're supposed to be following. Not these holidays that keep us in birth, because at the end of the day, when you're in birth, you have no true understanding of what's going on around you. Think about somebody who's drunk. They feel good in the moment, but they don't really know their surroundings. They don't really know what's going on. I want to get this in the book of Ecclesiastes, and we'll go to chapter 7. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 3. Says what? Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. Meaning what? If you're wise, you're oftentimes going to understand the bitter truth about this world, man. That's why they want you to continue to be drunk off the mirth by doing what? Being on the lean, being on the weed, being on the liquor all the time. It's not bad to drink from time to time, but you can't be out doing that all the time. It's not bad to play video games and go out, but you can't do it all the time, because when you get caught up in the world, then you forget what this is really about. This is spiritual. You see what I'm saying? Continuing on. But the heart of the fools is in the house of mirth. And what is the mirth? Going out, partying, turning up 24/7, and laughing away your pain. What did Drake say? Laugh now, cry later. Drake laughing now, but he's going to cry later because the Most High is going to give him judgment. And a lot of our people going to get judgment unless we wake up to what's really going on. And seeing the state of the world with this C-19, seeing the state of the world with these V cars, seeing the state of the world that your own government is taking away your power, taking away your freedom from something that's not killing you physically, but on the news they're telling you it's killing you. But why is it that in this society we in, we got to be indoors? We have to slave and give these people all our taxes. They're giving us $800 stimulus checks, $1,200 stimulus checks. These people do not give a fuck about us, man. And the same government that doesn't care about us and never cared about none of our forefathers, any of us, and even our children, you gonna trust them to give you the solution? No, the solution is coming back to this, man. The law, statutes, and commandments. Because what does the Bible say about the so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos? That we are above every other nation, man. We are the true chosen. That's why we have the best. We're the most talented. That's why we're the most athletic. That's why we can rap the best, man. Wherever you go, so-called Mexicans, so-called African Americans, we rap the best. We dance the best. We talk the best. It's because we the true chosen people of the book. How you doing, bro? But at the end of the day, man, it comes down to us waking up our people. Because if we don't wake up our people, they're going to always stay asleep. Let me get this in the book of Isaiah. Hey, how you doing? Let me get this in the book of Isaiah, Ezekiel. And I'm going to go to Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 2, verse 1. It says, the hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley. which was full of bones. What did I say? Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we in the dry valley right now. We in the dead valley right now. People who don't understand who they really are because they're not following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Verse 2, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there was very many in an open valley, and lo, they were very dry. I'm in an open valley right now. It's a lot of people out here, man. Y'all don't see the people that walk by, but a lot of these people, man, we in the valley. And let me move this shit over real quick. Slack me. But basically, I'm in the valley of dry bones, man, because so many of our own people are walking past the man of the Lord who's telling them the truth about themselves, man. You had this old man coming to me. I don't even know what the hell he was saying. You had other people. I'm like, hey, I talked to a female earlier. Her name is Storm or something. And she was trying to give me her thing. And I said, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to let you know you're an Israelite. She's like, oh, yeah, I know. And then she sent me a little, her arm. And she had all these Hindu tattoos. She said, yeah, I'm in the spiritual. And I said, well, if you're an Israelite, you got to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And then, you could tell once I put that in her and I cut her spirit, she had to go, man. Because at the end of the day, that's what's giving her life. But she wants to remain in death, which is what? It's wickedness. It's iniquity. But continuing on. This is Ezekiel. How y'all doing, man? This is Ezekiel 37, verse 3. And he said unto me, son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord, Yahweh, you know. Again, he said unto me, prophesy unto the bones. Salakia. He said unto me, prophesy unto these bones and say unto them, oh, you dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm out here talking to the dry bones, telling them how they can get life by following the laws, the statutes, and commandments that the Most High has ordained with us from the beginning. Continuing on, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live, and I will lay sinews upon you, and you will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and you shall live, and you shall know that I am the Lord. So think about it. That breath is that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding. So how can you get that? By learning about it from a man of the Lord, man. Whether it's on YouTube, that's how I got it, from Chronicles of Judah. But some of these people might get it from me being right here or clicking on this video or going on Instagram. But at the end of the day, we got to give them that life. That's why Yahweh Shai said that I will baptize you by spirit and fire. The fire is the fire coming out of my mouth right now. The spirit is what allows somebody who's hearing my words to attract, because Amos 3:3, can two be together lest they be agreed upon? Like I told y'all brothers who just coming in, I was talking to a Northern Kingdom woman. She from Guatemala. And I told her, like, hey, what's a good place that I could set up my stand? And she said, over there. And I said, she said, what is this about? I said, oh yeah, I'm here to let people know about the Israelites. You're an Israelite. You chosen from the Most High. She said, oh no, I didn't know that. And as I was setting up camp, she came to me and she was talking to me saying, oh, so what more about it? I told her about the curses, why are people in the position that we're in? And I said, at the end of the day, we got to come back and we got to repent for the sins that we've done. And that's basically what we're doing. Now, the reason why we need to repent is because, as the title says, Salakia, I got a text message. But the reason why we have to repent is for what's to come. Now, what's to come? I mean, all y'all brothers know, but a lot of these people don't know, because what did Yahweh Shai say? They will be as the days of Noah. What happened in the time of Noah? People was out here doing their own thing, getting their jab, doing their thing, and then boom, the flood came. Now the flood is going to come, but it's not going to come by water, but it's going to come by fire. But until then, Satan is going to come down upon the people with great wrath, which is what he's doing right now with what? C-19, with what? These V cars, with what? Taking away your freedoms. Australia has no freedom. France has no freedom. China has no freedom. And at the end of the day, man, when it comes down to it, we're losing our freedom every single day. Let me get this in the book of Revelation, and I'm going to go to chapter 12 real quick. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and you that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he had but a short time. So these devils, who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the people who run this society, they're coming down upon us with great wrath because they know that the end is near. We all know that the end is near, but a lot of our lost brothers and sisters don't know that the end is near. So it's our reasonable duty, it's us making ourselves living sacrifices to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to come out here, whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, whether it's hot, whatever we're doing, whatever we're dealing with, we got to come out here, man, because that's what is most important. It's not about going out here getting nigga shit, getting your views up, getting your bands up. It's about waking up your brothers, because if not, they're gonna first and foremost get killed and destroyed, But more importantly, they're going to come back into the kingdom in everlasting shame and contempt. And if you don't want to have everlasting shame and contempt, you got to tell the same thing to your brother to give him that opportunity to wake up. So I want to get this in the book of Ezekiel real quick. And you know, you got scoffers out here, people talking shit. You know, they see me out here, this old man, you know, trying to make jokes in Spanish and shit like I can't understand what he's talking about. But it's all good because at the end of the day, I'm doing what the Most High told me to. So let's go to the book of Ezekiel and we'll go to verse 36. And I'll start at verse 21. So this is the reason why we out here, right? So this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 21. It says, "But I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel has profaned among the heathen, whether they went," which is going on right now. We in the land of the heathen. We in the land of Esau, Edom, out here, you know, worshiping false gods, worshiping Jesus Christ, worshiping, you know, women, the queen of heaven. You know what I'm saying? We out here eating pork, swine, fucking dudes' wives. We got a lot of dudes out here reveling and smashing dudes' wives, smoking weed every day. So basically, we're defiling the Most High's holy name. Why? Because his name is glorified from his holy people. Does that make sense? I want to continue on. Verse 22. "Therefore saying to the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I do this not for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which you have profaned among the heathen where you went." Meaning what? Because we continue to dwell in sin and iniquity and profane the name of the Most High. Because how are we profaning the name of the Most High? All these other nations, the so-called Chinese, Moab, so-called white man, Edomite, so-called Indian, Elamite, so-called you know, Middle Eastern, Ishmaelite. They look at us and they fucking laugh at us, man. Why is it that so-called blacks and Latinos is always at the bottom? We always the laughing stock. They call us a spick. They call us a nigga. We're the laughing stock of the earth, and we are defiling the Most High's holy name, which is why he's waking us up, because he's tired of making Israel be the laughing stock because of our iniquities. So how is he going to get us right? Let's go to verse 23. "And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which you have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith the Lord Yahweh, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes." So how does the Most High sanctify himself in us? He separates us. He cleanses us. He gives us this truth, this understanding, man. And the way he does it is by having us preach the word. Most people can't do this shit. Most people can't go out here and preach the gospel in front of people who don't believe what they believe. But at the end of the day, the Most High, you know, what does it say? Man's way is not of his own doing, it's of the Lord's doing. So the Lord called us on. The Lord has us doing these things because at the end of the day, he has to get his will done. That's why Yahweh Shai said, I don't do this to glorify myself, but to glorify my Father which are in heaven. And I want to get that real quick because right now y'all seeing the light shine amongst men, man. Let me get that real quick in the book of Matthew. This is the book of Matthew, and we'll go to chapter 7. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7. Slock you. Give me 1 second, brother. Oh, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 13. "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its savor, wherefore shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden underfoot. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and to give it light unto all that are in the house. Let your light shine bright before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." That's what's going on right now, man. We out in the streets showing people the light. What is the light? The understanding, the righteousness, the true dealing that the Most High wants us to go and do. But we can't hide our light in the fucking house. We can't hide our light in our car. I can't sit here and say I'm street preaching, be in the car all day. I was nervous to come out here. D been hit me up saying, "Yeah, bro, you know you kind of nervous." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I got to go out here and do my reasonable duty because, man, I got to allow the Most High to be glorified through His holy men, shining their light amongst the men, shining their light amongst the darkness." But getting back to the main point, the reason why we out here is because at the end of the day, man, shit is getting real on these streets, man. I want to read verse 24. "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you from all the countries and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. Now, at the end of the day, this is double fold, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, we still defile. We still always gonna go off and sin and things like that. But when you get into this truth, the Most High is putting that spiritual water, that living water, which is what? Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. That's not his real name. Jesus Christ is the image of Baal, man. He's a fucking demon. You know what I'm saying? But the true name of the Most High Son is Yahweh Shai, and he's only for the lost sheep of Israel. And when you get into this truth and you start to follow the laws, then you get cleansed of all your impurities. That's what the Most High is doing with each and every individual brother and sister in this day. Does that make sense? He will give you a new heart, meaning what? A new mind. Instead of you thinking carnally minded, you thinking spiritually minded. How you doing, brother?
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good, man. What's your name? How you doing, bro? What's your name?
Yeah. But Lord, do it like this here.
I can't hear you. You gotta come close.
Lord, do it like this here in the previous place.
I'm not only gonna be here for 5 more minutes, all right? I was just trying to get out the rain. Give me 5 minutes, all right? Sorry about that, all right? Give me 5 minutes. The long story short, I'm about to move to a different spot real quick. But at the end of the day, man, we come out here because the Most High is giving us a new mind. You see what I'm saying? He's taking away that stony heart, that defiled heart, and he's allowing us to come out here and speak the truth. Verse 27, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes and keep my judgments and do them. And you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your God. I will also save you from all the uncleanliness, and I will call for the corn and will increase it, and lay no famine upon you. And I will multiply the fruit of the tree and the increase of the field, that you shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. Then shall you remember your evil ways and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourself in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations. Not for your sakes do I do this, saith the Lord Yahweh. Be it known unto you, be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. So at the end of the day, man, the Most High has us coming out here because we got to return to the code, man. We out here preaching the truth. And I got to move because the brother came, you know how it is out here, man. But basically, I'm going to do part 2 and basically show the lost sons and daughters of the nation of Israel that the end is near, man, and that they need to repent lest they get destroyed in the lake of fire. So y'all brothers tune in for part 2. I'll probably be on in like 20, 25 minutes, man. Peace.